you most value? That's an important question. Because money is a reward for value. This is a problem for the Nigerian mindset because we think that money is a gift. Money is a reward for value. Really, not even for labor, for value. There used to be a ministry called the Ministry of Labor and Productivity. I don't know whether they still have and productivity. I don't know whether they just call it Ministry of Labor. But I liked that title a lot because it tells you a story. There's a hidden meaning in that title. Ministry of Labor and Productivity. It is not enough to labor. If your labor does not generate something productive, something tangible, something manifestly of value, you are not going to have a lot of money. And I'm saying it like that because when you strip all our pretensions apart, what we are looking for, the thing that brought us to university is money. Basically. So, money is a reward for value. And you must ask yourself, in what field of life and economic activity do I add the most value? That's number one. The second question, where can you find your niche for optimal self-expression? Where can you find your niche for optimal self-expression? Everybody has their own niche. Everybody has some place tailored specifically for them. A place where you are most comfortable, a place where your skills, your talents, and all of that come out the most. Where is that place? Like I said, these are personal issues. So this is a course for self-examination. Okay? Number 3, what is it that you love doing? What is it that you love doing? And next to it, what would you rather be doing? What would you rather be doing? Imagine that you are here in BSU and you are studying accountancy, correct? Before you entered university, you really didn't care. Your whole point was to enter university because being an undergraduate is a status symbol and having a university degree is a statement of class in Nigeria, okay? So now you are reading accountancy, you are not really enjoying it and all of that. You're suffering, but you are determined to come out with a degree. The question I'm asking you is, what would you rather be doing? If you were not doing accountancy or whatever it is that you are doing, if there was no pressure on you whatsoever to live up to any image of success that society has, what would you rather be doing? Now the point of that question is this. Please listen to me carefully. Whether you are a worker or you are a student, at whatever point in life you find yourself, if there is a dissonance between what you are doing and what you would rather be doing, you will never be able to create excellence in that venture. Do you understand that? If there's a dissonance between what you are doing and what you would rather be doing, you will never be able to achieve excellence in that area. Whether you are a student and whether the problem in question is your academics or you are a worker or your job, whatever it is. Once in your heart you want to do something else and somehow life has found you doing something else, please understand, you will never be excellent at that. And in the race of life, in the contest for economic advantage or economic security, I want to tell you something. There are 2 types of people competing, okay? You have mercenaries and you have entrepreneurs, okay? A mercenary does something simply because of the money that will come out of it. So you can be a mercenary and be working in an institution. And the only reason you are there is because you are going to be paid a certain sum of money at the end of the month. That work does not engage your mind, it does not engage your intellect, it does not engage you in any way other than physically. You can be an entrepreneur on the other hand. And let me quickly clarify this. The popular definition of entrepreneurship is that an entrepreneur is somebody that runs his own business. That's not entirely correct. Entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur is a French word, okay? And what it means is one who undertakes to do. An entrepreneur is one who undertakes to do. So the point of entrepreneurship is not really owning your own business. It is you, by yourself, defining what it is you want to accomplish with your life. I want you to understand this. Whether that calling takes you into self-employment or paid employment, the point is that you by yourself chose that path. Do you understand? Now, in the context for advantages, an entrepreneurial employee or an entrepreneur is somebody that is doing this, is doing a particular kind of work, not because if he doesn't do the work, he will die without money or anything. He's not doing it because he was even trained for it. He was doing it because he believes that this is what he was born to do. Do you understand that? An entrepreneur functions in a particular line of activity because he believes that this is what life has called him to fulfill and that this is what he was born to do. And for those of you that are into those kinds of things, if you like reading about great businessmen and entrepreneurs, the Richard Bransons and the Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs, you will, if you study their life, you will find this one thing, that they were men of personal vision. They were men of mission. Branson, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates were university dropouts. And they were not university dropouts because they did not have money. They were university dropouts because they chose to live a certain kind of life. I'm telling you this because this decision is ultimately personal. And so there are choices that need to be made. Okay? Richard Branson left school at 13 because he was publishing a magazine called Students. And his principal called him and said, you don't attend classes regularly and you must decide whether you are a student or whether you are pretending to be a publisher. But I cannot have you being a student and publishing at the same time. And at the age of 13, Richard Branson said he thought about it and left the school and chose to be a publisher. I hope you know who Richard Branson is because you're all looking at me very funny. Good. Now, I think that the best way, there's no way of explaining that story other than to tell you that we here in Nigeria, we needed Richard Branson when we needed to resuscitate our own national career. I hope you understand that. Now, it is a choice, and life is calling upon you to make choices. That is the point. So, in this context for economic security, if you are simply a mercenary, all you are looking for is the monthly paycheck wherever it will come from, I want you to know that there is no way you will ever outshine somebody that is doing business because it comes from his heart. I hope you understand this. Whether that competition is in the corporate context, okay, even if you were working in an institution or in some corporate body, and there was a measurement, an evaluation of your performance, mercenaries can never find enough motivation to provide excellence. Because you are only doing this because money is going to come at the end of the month. The entrepreneurial guy is working because he believes that somehow this work he's doing fits into the overall tapestry of his own destiny. Do you understand this? You cannot compete with people like that at any level. Even if you were discussing politics, when you look at this country's history, okay, I don't want to digress too much, but the fact is that the people that end up running things and ruling things are people that have a sense of personal destiny. They get there because they believe that if I don't get there, then life has no meaning. That is how life must become for you. And this whole business of entrepreneurship and self-employment and all of that, it works best when it is coming from the core of your being. The next question you must ask yourself, I asked you, what do you love doing?